Gabrielle Kuchieth. Thank you both for coming on. Gabrielle, to you first. I want to put these out. We talked about our sneak peek. Kevin kind of laid them out there of what the president wants to touch on. He's going to tout his record, and he's got quite a bit to show for it for the first 30 some odd days.
Yeah, absolutely. And Trace, it's just fascinating to hear that lawmakers over at Capitol Hill think it's a good idea to bring what they find to be the federal workers who have been axed by DOJ at the end of the day. And I find that to be a reflection of, if you remember, President Trump's very first State of the Union address, he was focused on border security. And what did Capitol Hill do? The lawmakers on the left brought their quote unquote dreamers, which is funny considering right down the road from Washington, D.C., you had Heard in Virginia, which was absolutely terrorized by MS-13, one of the biggest hubs nationwide. Yep. So seeing that, and then you put this current situation where now they were doing that first to probably garner the votes of those on the left or those that are illegal immigrants. They've lost that traction, and now you can see they are fighting for themselves, Trace.
Trump was kind to Zelensky if you watch the whole tape.
Yeah, well, you know, at the end of the day, I find it very concerning that the change of tone from the Democrats is what it is at this rate, considering the fact that there are certain groups within the intelligence community that actually have to adhere to a non-frat policy of enemies of the state, which include Russia, China, and you bet Ukraine was on that list. It wasn't until the Ukraine war popped off under the Biden administration that Ukraine was removed. Not to mention how you talk about willing and giving the Trump administration has been. Let's focus on the fact that there's 10,000 troops in Poland. You have troops out in Romania. You have all the Baltic states focused with efforts by the U.S. military. And not to mention, no one has really talked about this just yet, but during that meeting, we had United States Air Force running a SIGINT operation over at the Baltic Sea. So we're still doing things in there, and they should be saying thank you.